Let's go! We have a John Emery film study today, and look, we're waiting for him to break out, and today I want to show you what coaches have to go through as play callers, and we're going to discuss TDP, Armoni, Goodwin, Corey Kiner, and all these guys over the next couple of weeks. So here we are. It's 1st and 10 against Mississippi State, and we have a light box here. So you see all these guys back here. We get a simple handoff here, and we actually block this play well. These linebackers crash in. Eric Gilbert actually was supposed to be the lead blocker there. John Emery gets crushed, right? And he didn't necessarily have the best run blocking last season, and he was injured, and he's overcoming injury. But this is what coaches have to go through, and this is what this next play, I get this a lot from viewers of the channel. Carter, I hated our running back rotation last season. Well, what you're about to see, and over the course of this film study, is why LSU could not afford to play John Emery for long periods of time. So we move ahead. He just got crushed on first down. We're down by 3:35 left to go in the third quarter. And this was the issue for John Emery all last season. So, once again, three-man front, exotic look up front. And we get to the snap here, and even though they only bring a three-man rush, they blow this play up from behind. And Miles Brennan actually does a really good job of making something out of nothing. This is the John Emery dilemma. On this play right here, you see all the LSU offensive line do something called slide protection, where every single offensive lineman blocks the gap to the left or to the right. And this is slide protection to the left. Now, why do you run slide protection? Well, it makes it easier on the offensive line to pick up blitzers. So Austin Deculus, his job is to pick up anyone going through this gap. Chasen Hines, his job is to pick up anyone going through this gap. Same thing across the way. Left, 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 left. And I think part of the reason why LSU decided to run this protection was because earlier in the third quarter, Chasen Hines blew an assignment through the A gap. We did a full 25-minute film study on this exact concept. You can watch it down below. But I think that's why they decided to go slide protection here. Because of all these blitzers, your job is just to block this gap. So if Austin Deculus is picking up this side B gap, if he lets this guy free, John Emery's going to have to pick up this guy. But notice what happens here. He steps up here because he saw two guys right here, and he decided to come up and help right here. When it looks, now full disclosure, it looks like John Emery was supposed to just stay right here and pick up this man. Once again, this could have been on Austin Deculus, full disclosure, but based on what we see here, this looks like it was slide protection to the left, and John Emery's supposed to have this backside player. Now, once again, this was the first game of the season. All the excuses you want to make, no practice, whatever. We still can't let this happen. So whether this is John Emery or Austin Deculus, two guys who probably will start and or play a lot next season. Now, why is this such a bad miss? Well, number one, you can't just miss this because you don't want your quarterback taking an unblocked hitter. If this was a younger quarterback who won't fill out this rush, and if he just locks in, he's getting killed. Okay, so missing an assignment like this can seriously hurt your quarterback, but another side of this play is that if John Emery would have just picked this guy up, or if we would have just picked this guy up in general, this was a 2nd and 9. Guess who would have been wide open? Everyone's favorite player on this channel, Eric Gilbert, and that would have been for a first down. Now, lucky enough, LSU was able to hit Terrace Marshall on third down, and here we go. We got Trey Palmer in motion right here. And we call a really good play, but the play action fake goes awry. But lucky enough, Max Johnson was still able to make this throw to Trey Palmer. And Trey does a good job getting upfield and getting this first down and getting some good yak out of it. So we do get the end zone camera here yet again. So here we go, motion man here, and Max Johnson play action fake. He is expecting John Emery to go through here. A few reasons why I think Emery was the one that actually went the wrong way on this fake. It's kind of the same thing in the play you just saw. We have slide protection to the left here. LSU actually ran the same play against Ole Miss. It didn't work. They were in the red zone, and Kavontre Bradford, a true freshman backup, actually did play action fake to the right. So John Emery goes in the wrong direction here again. So Austin Deculus, after stepping left, he feels no one going through this gap, but now he's got to reach all the way back this way to pick it up, and Christian Barmore, who is a really good defensive tackle for Alabama, had a very nice swing move on Ed Ingram in the 2019 game that forced us to get off the field. Really good swim, and it forced a punt. It would have been a wide-open touchdown or first down that would have ended the game. So Barmore, great swim move here. Austin Deculus probably should have done a better job, but this wasn't his responsibility. Notice he had to step heavy in this gap. Barmore was lined up in this gap. He decides to swim move over the top. This is a difficult block, but it shouldn't have been any problem, because if the play action fake was here, John Emery would have been picking up Barmore here. So now, let's just say Will Anderson here, a really good player for Alabama, was coming off the edge. Let's just say he was blitzing right here. He would have creamed Max Johnson here, okay? Because John Emery is supposed to be picking up this side, okay? But he goes the wrong way, and notice what happens here. Christian Barmore's got a free shot at Max Johnson and almost makes this play, okay? This should be a running back cutting or picking up this guy. Alrighty, so once again, it's a blowout. First thing is, next season, no excuses for blowouts like this. We're LSU. We shouldn't be blown off the field, even if it's Alabama or Auburn's greatest teams of all time. So we're getting beat 48-3. Spunk Monday is coming on a blitz, so we really need John Emery to pick this up. We see slide protection again, so everyone's stepping to their right. We need John Emery to make this block right here. So we continue here, and he goes to the ground. We'll go ahead and run in here. Misses his block and actually tackles Smoke Monday. 1st and 10. Once again, Max Johnson, that's coming from his play side this time, his arm side. And we get a nice throw here on 1st down. All right, so this time we have John Emery going in the right direction, and all he has to do here is just stay on his feet. So we call the perfect protection here. Slide down, make sure our running back is in here to help protect. So this is a 3-man route. We've got to make this block right here. All right. Instead, John Emery goes to his feet too quick. You notice this? He's trying to cut this guy. He goes down, and look, he's not even looking at him. He's just hoping he just flips him. He sees that that's not the case. He begins to panic, and he knows that he's beaten, and he just tackles him. Okay? All right? Now, the thing that stinks about this is that if Max Johnson feels this, he could have sat in this pocket, and eventually Coy would have been open over the middle here. He would have been able to go through his progressions, but because of this pressure and the hold, he then just goes to this backside route. Even then, we pick up a nice 5 yards, a good throw by Max, an even better catch by Kayshawn. He actually got 2 feet inbounds. But this is unacceptable right here. Boom! I hope you enjoyed this film study today. I'm telling you, we had to talk about Armoni, Goodwin, Corey Kiner, and of course Ty Davis Price. Before we get to that, I'm just up late watching some Olympic reruns, and this film study was interesting because obviously we started this play or this film study off with a run, and it wasn't a successful run, and John Emery got hit really hard. So he might have just on that very next play just been a little dizzy, maybe. I mean, when you get hit hard, sometimes you got to catch your breath. But that's the thing about the running back position. When you start playing at this super fast pace, remember, this was really the first competitive Power 5 game John Emery played. You really got to stay on top of everything mentally and physically, and it shows you, that play before, that run before gives you context of how hard this position has actually become. So, I didn't do this film study to pick on John Emery. More so, he is so talented, but you can't play him when, as a play caller and as an offensive line, and as a quarterback, really, you know that at any time he can blow an assignment in pass protection. And that can get in the back of a mind of a play caller. And we saw in the spring footage film reviews that we did, we saw Jake Peetz working a lot with the running backs, catching the football out of the backfield. So that was my major takeaway from this film study today. Obviously, comment down below. Do you still believe John Emery should be the RB1, even if these pass protection issues were there last season? And maybe they've been fixed. Maybe we get a brand new John Emery waiting to break out for year 3 at LSU. Now, let's talk about the other running backs. Obviously, Ty Davis-Price has had a really solid career at LSU. He had almost double the amount of carries John Emery had in 2019. He actually played the competitive snaps in 2019, where John Emery mostly shined in garbage duty or just mop-up duty at the end of the games. And TDP was the more consistent back last season. Now, I compare TDP to Nicholas Brissett as a very solid back. But John Emery, I think, has that higher ceiling. And, if he could fix the pass protection, he could be that guy next season. Obviously, Armoni, Goodwin, and Corey Kiner, Ed Orgeron has talked about them a lot. And for good reason. They're really talented. I think they're both going to end up being really good SEC backs. But you also got to factor in, the deep cuts, the Nick Demuses, the Corn Normans, and obviously Josh Williams, who actually did play last season. The mistakes you make in pass protection can far outweigh the ceiling you could provide as a running back. Remember, LSU is a passing team, and passing plays make up, it's just a more analytically sound play. So we're almost to the point now where your value as a running back, what you could provide in pass protection and catching the football out of the backfield, nowadays can far outweigh what you can actually provide as a runner. So if John Emery can't fix it, TDP, Goodwin, or Kiner is going to be your guy next season. I hope he does. I think he will, and we'll see. The sky's the limit for John Emery. I hope you enjoyed this video today. Obviously, you guys are going to have some really good comments. I hope we can reply to all of them. And, it's been fun. It is Power Hour LSU. Boom! I think Simone Biles is about to go. Let's go. And I think we're doing some Greek tonight. Let's go.